Grand Rising, Grand Rising, Grand Rising, everyone. Hope everybody had a great, great weekend. Today is Monday. You just said weekend, girl. Today is Monday. Make sure that you guys also remember that the Royal Lockbox, the first official show, is this Saturday. Okay. So if you wanted to get your letters in now so that we can ensure to get all our first round letters out of the way. All right. It will be on Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, so like a midday type of vibe, type of show. If for those of you that don't know what the Royal Lockbox is, it basically gives you the opportunity to be able to write into me for advice about anything. It could be your love life, your kids, your career, your family, relationships, mental health, career, whatever you need to get off your chest. You can write in, but you can also remain anonymous by simply putting "Lock Me in the Box Royalty," and nobody will never know exactly who you are. If you don't care who knows who you are, you can simply say "Unlock the Box Royalty," and I will ensure that everyone knows exactly who you are. And we will give you advice right there live. Okay, I think I have about 3 emails so far. I want to say three, 2 or 3. Either way, we're going to go with it, okay? As people begin to see how the show operates, we hopefully will get more letters, and there will be more letters within one show, okay? Alrighty now, guys, this is an update to the Emmanuel Haro case, which I'm not surprised by the outcome at all. I am one, if you guys remember, that already said that I believe that he had already been gone. And that is actually the case. Now they're trying to figure out exactly what happened here. So I'm going to catch everyone up to what has come out so far. Investigators say that he has likely been deceased for a while now. Many family members are saying that they haven't seen him in about a month, but who knows, okay? Now, on August the 14th, for those of you who do not know about the case or the details, on August the 14th, Rebecca, who is Emmanuel's mother, you have to watch part 1 to get the full details of that, but I'm going to give you guys a quick recap. So on August the 14th of this year, Rebecca had claimed that she had parked at the Big Five, okay, which is a sporting goods store. She said that she parked out there to buy a mouth guard for her son's football practice, okay? She says that Emmanuel had soiled his diaper, so she had begins to change him while they were outside at the vehicle. That's what she says. Now, on her account, she says that an unknown man walked up to her, said "Hola," knocked her upside her head unconscious, okay? And when she came to, Emmanuel was then gone. Now, Jake, who is the child's father, he was seen on camera later, as she did say that she was there at the sporting goods store because one of Jake's sons, his oldest son, okay? It was Jake, his ex-wife, which is the son's mother, and then you also have Rebecca. They were all at this game, okay? Rebecca then has to go and get a mouth guard for the child who is at the game. Jake and the child's mother, who is the baby who they had to get the mouth guard for, they remained at the game, okay? While Rebecca goes and get this said mouth guard, and where she got knocked unconscious, okay? Now, when everything came to her and the father, they go on the media, they begin to cry about how much they want to see him home and please take care of him and things of that nature. So then the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department and the K-9 units included, they had begun to do a massive search. Now, there was helicopters as well as the cadaver dogs, neighborhood canvassing, but there was still no trace of Emmanuel. Now, Emmanuel's grandmother, she did talk to the media, and she claimed that investigators had asked the parents to take a polygraph test. Now, Jake had refused to take a polygraph test without his lawyer being there present. Witnesses also later had said that they saw Rebecca with a black eye the day before the alleged kidnapping had occurred, because she attempted to say that the black eye and what she had in the media came from this person knocking her upside her head and knocking her unconscious and taking her child. People began to speak out to say that's not the case. The black eye was already there. So then the investigators had then executed a search warrant at the home where the family had lived. They had the cadaver dogs there, and there was some evidence that was collected. They took the floorboard that was possibly stained with blood. Then you had trash bins, and there was some that did have some contents in it as well. and then digital evidence and surveillance footage. Now, Jake's vehicle was seized for a forensic review, okay? And that had happened sometime last week. So on August the 23rd, the SWAT units, they then had stormed into the Haro residence, okay? And that is where Jake and Rebecca was then placed under arrest and in custody for both being charged with murder, and they do not have bail at this time. So the sheriffs also stated that based on the evidence, the investigators did determine that the kidnapping did not occur at any time in this investigation. Emmanuel is believed to be deceased, and the search to recover him is still ongoing because they still don't know exactly where he is. Now, I will say that they did have images coming out to the media of the father out with the investigators in his little jail outfit, looking really cute in a nice orange. It looks really good on you, by the way, Jake. I think this is the best outfit that I've seen you in so far, okay? But he was out there helping the investigators to find Emmanuel, and they were out in an open field type area. Now, when it comes to the last sighting, and many people ask this question, and I asked the same question on part 1. For those that missed it, feel free to watch it after the show. These notifications are really, I don't know what's going on here. Alrighty, so when it comes to when the last time he was missing, myself, I think that this baby has been gone, okay? While there are family members that are saying that they had not seen him in months, I believe that he's been gone way before that. That's just my belief, okay? And I'm going to tell you the reason why I say that. There was some footage that came from a gentleman that has been, I think it's called On the Nera. He's been covering this very closely, step by step, boots to ground, right there where the family is, okay? And he posted a video. Shout out to him. He did a great job on covering this case. He even, they say, passed out during his investigation or journalism. So shout out to him for all the hard work that he did out there in California. Now, there was a video that he posted that makes me believe that this child has been gone, okay? Now, here we go, and let's take a look, and please listen very closely. And I'm going to play it twice just in case you missed anything.
Yeah. I know. Where's your baby?
Over there. He's like, I want water. I'm like, okay.
I haven't seen your little boy since November when he was born.
Yeah, he's fucking 3. He's gonna be 4. Look at mommy got. No, it was hanging over the chair. Lele will eat a quesadilla. Oh, RJ, say hi.
Hi, honey. I'm your Auntie Becky.
Say hi.
You're so handsome.
You don't have it, brother? We'll find it. He said, no, I'm not.
Okay, was you guys able to hear what that woman had asked her? She said, where's your baby? I haven't seen him since November. But if you listen to Rebecca, Rebecca is deflecting towards an older child. She's not talking about this child that this woman is asking about. This woman is asking about Emmanuel, okay? She makes it very clear. Where's your little baby? Where's your little baby? Okay? Now, this funeral that they were at was for the brother of Rebecca, okay? And this woman is very adamant when she's asking this, and she asks the same question in different type of ways if you heard her. And I'm going to play it one more time so that you can know exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah. I know. Where's your baby?
Over there. He's like, I want water. I'm like, okay.
I haven't seen your little boy since November when he was born.
Yeah.
I haven't seen your baby since November when he was born. She then responds, Rebecca then says, he's about 3 or 4. She's not talking about this 3 or 4-year-old because she wouldn't say, I haven't seen him since November when he was born. She's talking about Emmanuel. And I have been thinking this from the very start when I seen this video. It's just that Rebecca is deflecting. She's not direct. She's not answering this woman's question. She is disregarding what this woman is saying is because she knows that Emmanuel is no longer here. It is at this moment that I knew that this baby was no longer living with us. Okay. Now, when it comes to, you may say yourself, well, wait, Savvy, they say that he's 7 months. Yes, 7 months could be the last time that she remember his age because that's when he was deceased. So she's stuck there. And we know that when people remember things, they may be off by a month or two. But this woman ain't losing her mind that asked this question. She knew that around November, December, she seen this little baby. As she said, very, very vocal, very point on. Where's your little baby? Okay? She's telling her, oh, he's about 3 to 4 now. No, not if he was born in November, he's not. So I think it was at this point that the family, and this is just my belief, okay? It was at this point that the family began to really be on her throat. Okay? Because this is a main family event and your babies have not we already been looking at you crazy because your baby has not been seen. Now you come to a whole family event and your baby is nowhere here. Where's your child? And so what I think happened, okay, is that she began to get hassled by the family about where Emmanuel was. And that's where I went to the sporting goods store and someone knocked me upside my head, okay, and took my baby. Because the family possibly was already foot on neck with her. So she had to figure out something and figure out a way out of this. And this could have possibly been her way. But I think the straw that broke the camel's back was the funeral. That's what I really believe. Honestly and truly. All right. Now, with the family saying that they have not seen him. So there was a podcast that happened, Annie Elise podcast, which is the Seriously, I think it's called Seriously podcast. She had reported to News Nation, okay, where the family members had basically informed her that Emmanuel had not been seen for a full month before August the 14th. Okay, this is August the 5th. I mean, the funeral was August the 5th. Okay, so the family had already been questioning for a month. So when she gets to this funeral, there's another question. Hey, where's your baby? I haven't seen him since November when he was born. And he said And let me tell you another reason why I believe she was talking about this baby, Emmanuel. Because the only little baby that she has besides Emmanuel is her little girl who is 2. Her other children are older, which we're going to get into a little bit later. This woman said he. When he was first born. So she was in fact talking about Emmanuel. Okay? Now, it is also stated that the police have removed the floorboards, as we stated earlier, but they had not really put out there, the reasoning why. Of course, it could have been because of the DNA that was discovered on it. Now, here's my question to you guys. If Emmanuel was dead weeks earlier, did the parents stage the kidnapping to cover this up? It's very possible. Very possible. Now, and of course, we already went over the fact that many people had already begun to look at this case a little strange because the father, Jake Haro, had already been almost killed his own daughter. His current daughter, who is with another woman, is currently in a vegetative state. Okay, she's unable to do for her own self because of the abuse at the hands of her father. Okay, her father and her mother were both charged and convicted of the crime towards their child. That child was then taken and put into a family member's custody. There is a cousin that is connected to the family who basically has taken all of the children that has been either abused or thrown away or neglected at the hands of their parents within this family. Okay? And she has adopted them. She even has changed the name of the daughter in which he was convicted for abusing. Okay? Now, the child that he had been convicted of abusing, she did have multiple broken bones. She had a brain damage, and it was so severe that she was left blind and unable to walk or talk with only 3% of brain function. So he is considered a convicted felon for willful child cruelty, and this was closed out in 2023. He was on 48 months of probation with a 72-month prison sentence suspended, and he was scheduled for a probation violation hearing that is supposed to happen on January the 20th of this year. Not January of this year, I'm sorry, September of this year. And there was another child, which is Jake's eldest child, who was born with fetal alcohol syndrome, and he was placed with a relative as well. All these children are with the same cousin. Okay? Now, when it comes to Rebecca, something that also came out about her. Her brother is a convicted killer, okay? And he was convicted in 2017. His name is James, and he murdered his girlfriend. His girlfriend's name was Jalen Keith, and he attempted to cover that up as well. And this is Rebecca's cousin. So this family has a lot of secrets in it, okay? Keep in mind that the mother of Rebecca, who, by the way, Rebecca and her brother is adopted. That is not their mother by DNA, but that is who was identified as their mother. The mother actually runs a Facebook page where she has dedicated to trying to prove her son to be innocent of murdering his girlfriend. Okay? On this page, she also has taken it as far as to talk about their sex life and her illnesses and things of that nature in an attempt to prove his innocence. Now, when it comes to the family, the police did confirm that after Emmanuel's disappearance, the 2-year-old child that was in the Haro household was removed, of course. And the community is outraged as of right now, with vigils being held at by the Haro's home. And it is reported that Jake and Rebecca never went to the vigil. Now, there was supposed to be a fundraiser for Emmanuel in the search for him from the Uvalde Foundation for Kids, but they eventually pulled out. It was for $5,000 because they said that this case was too suspicious and there was too many inconsistencies and not enough of the parents trying to assist in the search or helping the investigators. Now, when it comes to the search for Emmanuel, of course, Hey the Real Books, of course, he still has not been found as of yet. They're still searching for him and they don't know where he is. I will say that the ex-husband of Rebecca, because Rebecca had 2 older children that are adults, and she was married. Something that he said stood out to me as well. This man said that he didn't even know that Rebecca remarried or even had another child. And from the looks of it, there's many people that didn't know that this woman even had a baby. So it's very likely that when Emmanuel was killed, he was 7 months. And that is the age in which she gave us. Okay? And I will say, I have been searching for days to find out this child's actual birth, and I cannot seem to find it. If anyone does know his actual birth date, because that is important. That is important. And if what that woman said is right, then that means that he would be around 8 or 9 months. When that woman said the last time that she seen him was November when he was born. Okay? He'll be 8, 9, maybe 10, depending on how it goes. Okay? He would be around that same thing, but that same time frame in which that woman had said. And I'm going to be honest, that woman could have been off a month or 2, but it's a Fendi fact that she was talking about Emmanuel. And the straw that broke the camel's back, I believe, was that question. Because that woman also said that she hasn't seen the other child, RJ, that was another child that was there. She hasn't seen that child in a while. So it looks like that when it comes to Rebecca, I think it's probably about 8 months. Me too. That woman wasn't losing her mind. That woman knew exactly what she was talking about. Without a shadow of a doubt, she knew who she was talking about. It's just that Rebecca was trying to throw her off. And something tells me that woman possibly began to apply some pressure. Because wait a minute. And it probably went something like this. Hey, I seen Rebecca at the funeral and I asked her about her son, but she deflected on that question. Has anyone seen Rebecca's son? The last time I seen him was in November when he was born. Has anyone else seen him? Then, as you guys know, how family pressure begins to start. When that gets passed on from one family member to another family member, it begins to become a question after that to her. It begins to become pressure. So she knew that she had to create some form of storyline to convince not only the family, but the public that her son was in danger, when in fact her son was deceased. Now, if we want to add something else that's very interesting to this, is that investigators do say that when they went into the home, anything that identified Emmanuel was not there, i.e. clothes or pictures. They were all gone. As if they had basically killed this baby and totally just act like that he never existed. Yes, that family had begun to really apply all type of pressure, which then had stirred up that suspicion, and she felt it, and she had to come up with something. And something tells me that Jake, he knew it at the football game, but he wanted to cover himself. So him and Rebecca came up with this story, and he thought that his alibi was going to eat it up. His alibi of, I wasn't with her when the baby was taken. I was at the game with my son and my ex. We were waiting for her to come back with the mouth guard, so it's impossible for me to be a part of this. So he thought that his alibi of being at this football game was going to seal the deal. It wasn't. And then additionally to that is that when there was a red flag that was out there, that when Rebecca, her mother, and Jake had saw the missing persons poster for Emmanuel, okay, they seemed to respond as if they were upset that it said missing and not abducted, because they thought that the abduction story was going to sell. And it was at that moment that they knew that the abduction story was not going the way that they thought it would. It's one thing for a child to be missing, and it's another thing for a child to be abducted. Sorry. The fact that she had no description, she had no vehicle or anything, and no one in front of one of the biggest main street areas of this whole community in which they live seen this said person or said vehicle. And to add something to that is they seen Rebecca's vehicle, and they also seen nobody ever walked up to Rebecca's vehicle, and guess what? Rebecca never got out the vehicle either at the Big Five. So there's surveillance footage of that too, of no one ever walking up to her vehicle and her not ever getting out of the vehicle while there. Now, another person who could possibly face an arrest later if she doesn't find the time in her spirit to realize that it's real and talk, and that's their mother. Because something tells me that you knew too. Something tells me that you knew that this baby was not here. Now, and I did see that you posted some pictures of him over the months, especially when he was first born. But those posts stopped. And you continue to post your other grandchildren and your other kids and things of that nature. But when it came to the post of Emmanuel, you stopped posting him early on in his life. And something tells me that around 2 to 3 months ago, Emmanuel was already gone. Somewhere between 1 to 3 months, he's been gone. If they say 3, I wouldn't even be surprised. They all knew. I think they did too. And it's when those outside family members, it's easy to keep a family secret when it's close connected, when it's just that first branch of family. But when you have aunties, uncles, and cousins, and they're beginning to see things for what it is, that's when the plot got hot. Very much so. Very, very much so. So, Those are all the updates as of right now. Okay. When it comes to Emmanuel, as of right now, they're still searching for him. They don't know where Emmanuel is. Okay. Hopefully they do find him for this baby, so this baby can be properly buried and, things with respect. And unfortunately, what's sad is that the people that are supposed to care for him doesn't even have enough respect for him to let them know where he is. That lets me know that you guys never had love in your hearts for this baby at all. And you guys had been abusing him for months before we got to this point. And something went left, whether it be you guys had already been abusing him or he was abusing the mother and then something happened in the midst. But the point is that this is not something that just suddenly happened. This is something that has been going on for a span of time, and it turned out deadly. That's what this is. Okay. Now, if any other updates do come forward, of course, I'll let you guys know. If you have missed part 1, you can definitely watch part 1, where I do go over the investigation a little bit more in depth, and as well as the family and things of that nature and the details when it comes to the father and his previous charges of abusing his other child. Okay. If you haven't done so already, please make sure that you do set your notification bells for the shows that are already posted. We are going to do a couple. This is more so of an update week because we got a couple stories that I have to get updated for you guys. So make sure that you do set your notifications for all of the shows. Okay. Don't forget, get your Royal Lockbox letters in our show. Our first relaunch show will be on Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please make sure that you tune in. How is your daughter doing? Has school started back? School hasn't started back just yet. It starts in April. Lord, what's wrong with me? Like April? Savage? September the 2nd is where she's going back. But yeah, she's doing good. She's still honors kid, still all A's, and just she's 15. Y'all know how that go, right? Like that area is kind of difficult, but she's doing amazing. Okay. It's that teenage era that's hitting me a little different now. She's not my little baby no more. She's very, yeah, but she's doing great. Teenage drama. Yeah. She's 15 now. So it's like, you know how kids are when they're 15, 16. Like they love their parents, but it's very, yeah. We went skating this Saturday though, so yeah, we're going through that stage. I told her, if you want to stop right now, and just pause and just stay a kid for the rest of your life, you're fine. And her brother being adopted, I was unaware of that. Yeah, they were adopted. Alrighty, guys, you guys have a beautiful, beautiful day. I'll see you guys. And if you are new here, please make sure that you do subscribe. I do cover multiple true crime cases, different things, and I do keep you updated all the way through. So go ahead and click that notification bell so that you can stay updated on all true crime cases. And you guys have a beautiful day, and thank you for tuning in to True Crime with Savage Royalty.